Now, I'd like to ask those of us that are veterans or are in the armed forces today, just to give a round of applause to our hosts who invited us here today and were so gracious in welcoming us. Let's give them a round of applause. It's a distinct honor for me to be able to introduce to you Ambassador Ryan C. Crocker.
Well, thank you very much, Bob, General Ivany, President Ivany. The titles just don't stop coming. Always an honor to be a guest of the Houston Rotary, but for today's event that honors our active duty and our veterans who served this country and made us what we are is extremely special to me. And again, I'm living proof that the draft did not stop in the 1970s because I was very happy as dean of the Bush School at Texas A&M, and I got drafted to go to Afghanistan. We have an interesting tradition in the Foreign Service. The military had that tradition when the 5-star rank still existed. General of the Armies, General of the Navies. You might retire and you might go on pension, but you never had your name taken off the active roll. I'm a career ambassador, the highest rank in the Foreign Service. The career ambassadors never leave the ranks of the active duty. And that means that they can call me anytime and send me anywhere, and that is why I am so grateful I have a cell phone, because if it shows a 202 area code, it goes to voicemail. We have what we call diplomats in residence. You have one here in Houston, a serving Foreign Service officer whose job really is to help college students know what the Foreign Service is and how they can get into it. We are a meritocracy. You take a written exam, that gets rid of about 90% of the applicants. Let me tell you, it's a bear. And then there is an oral examination process that has several stages, an essay. When you raise your right hand and swear the oath, and by the way, a new Foreign Service officer swears exactly the same oath as a member of the Uniformed Services, word for word, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That doesn't mean just in the cafes of Belgium or the restaurants of Paris. It means Baghdad, it means Kabul.
Yes, here. Mr. Ambassador, if the President of the United States were to call you up and invite you to Washington, your cell phone rings, 202 area code, and he asks you to give him advice on how to resolve the situation in Syria, knowing the fact that Assad, because of Assad, we have ISIS. Without Assad, possibly, there's a vacuum which would create a greater problem. What would your advice be to the current administration